Welcome to this short video on pastoral and wellbeing care at the Maynard School. Specifically, we're looking at pastoral care and wellbeing of girls in our wonderful sixth form. And so who better to join me today? I'm Matthew Loosemore, I'm one of the assistant head teachers at the school. Who better to join us to talk about wellbeing in the sixth form than Libby Goodridge, an alumni of ours who left just last year and is working here in a gap year before she goes off to university. So she's certainly best placed for talking about how we look after girls in the sixth form. Welcome, Libby.
Thanks.
And we'll head straight back to Libby in a minute, but before we do, I think it's important to emphasise that we are a through school. Mm-hmm. Girls can stay here sometimes from 3-4 years old, all the way through till they're 18 and love it here because it does become a second home, a second family. But also the girls that join the sixth form buy into that and are welcomed very quickly into this family approach. And I think what's key is that, yes, we know you want your daughters to be successful, but we also know that what's more important to you is that they're happy. And we know that happy girls will be successful girls and will be confident and resilient enough to go on and deal with what life throws at them next. And so that's the kind of key ethos that we want to instill here, one of happiness and community and family. And we're sure when you get a chance to come in and visit that you and your daughters will feel that. Libby, in your experience of the sixth form, how does that community feel, that magic of the Maynard, as the Good Schools Guide called it, how does that come across?
It really does feel like a second family, and I can't describe it enough. Honestly, when I came right up through the school, I joined in year 5, so I was about 9 or 10, and obviously I left in sixth form, but I've had friends that joined in all stages right through the school, and they just blend in really well. It really becomes that community spirit, like you say. It's really a nurturing experience to be in the sixth form. You get enough independence to be able to do your own thing, make your own pathway, but at the same time you really feel supported and like you've got friends and teachers around you. I think one of the most amazing things about the sixth form is the bonds that are built between new girls, old girls, but also teachers as well. And I think we're really lucky to be able to have small groups because of the different choices in sixth form. So we've got tutor groups and also small classes. And the teachers just get on, we get on really well. And there's a lot of kind of traditions that happen in the sixth form, which just kind of resonate as memories for me. They really make me chuckle when I think of them, because it's just, I don't think you kind of get that vibe. I've not heard it anywhere else. Things like sixth form entertainment is something that's really great. It happens every year just before we go into the seriousness of the mock exams. We have sixth form entertainment, which is essentially where it's kind of a performance that the students put on. They dress up as teachers and it's just a play. So we've had things like, I'm a Maynardian, get me out of here. It's very light-hearted and it's all good fun. And it's just one of those traditions that make the Maynard a really unique place. As does Muck-Up Day, which is before we go on study leave, again, right before another really high stress period of time. And Muck-Up Day is where kind of pranks go on around the school, girls put on their old school uniforms. And I mean, we've had things like ice cream trucks, all sorts of crazy things have gone on, but it's just huge fun. And it's these memories that will stay with me and also take the pressure off a lot of serious, important exams, especially in sixth form when you're going into A-levels, that we all know are important and set you up for university. But at the same time, there's a lot of light-hearted fun that goes on so that you can feel happy and confident and calm going into the exams, which is so important. And
it is difficult finding that balance, isn't it, sometimes? But the relationships between students and staff in the sixth form, the way in which they get along, they develop bonds and trust and all of the traditions and the lightheartedness that, we're not stuffy, we don't take ourselves too seriously. It is almost like a second home for everybody here. And finding that balance is important. It's even reflected in the sixth form dress code. It's very relaxed. We want people to feel like this is a part of their extended family, somewhere where girls can come and not be judged and be themselves and thrive without the pressures that society sometimes put on young women. And so it's a very special place for girls learning, I think. But we also, I think, balance those relationships and that sense of warmth and family with the independence students get in the sixth form, the ability to create their own timetables and choices and options.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I think it's important to have that balance, and I mean the statistics we've got at school academically speak for themselves, but I think the reason they're so great as well is because of the other opportunities that are blended into the academic week. So we have ESP session, for example, on a Friday afternoon, where we do things, we have an hour dedicated to just do something that is not to do with your options, what you're studying at school. So we do things like yoga sessions, or you can do peer mentoring and learn about things like that, how to deal with someone who's anxious, for example, which is something that I did in sixth form. We've got photography with the art department. We've got survival as a student, which is another great one. We learn how to cook from scratch for uni, things like that. So there's
I could have done with that when I went to university.
It was great fun. It was pretty good. It was pretty good fun. That was something that I loved doing, and you get to change it termly and swap it out. So it's great fun, and there's loads of things that are integrated into that week, as well as our Tuesday afternoon sports, where you can choose what you want to do. You can choose whether you're really into hockey, netball, team sports. We do really, really well. We always do great. We have great first teams here, and there's opportunities for that. Or whether you're more into outdoor sports, we've got connections with places down the road where we can go rock climbing, canoeing, martial arts, badminton, PT sessions in our sixth form CV suite, which was recently built for us. There's really something for everyone, and also an opportunity to get out of the stress of the school week, because it can get on top of you, especially when you're in an environment where everyone wants to thrive and do really well and support each other. But there's so many things going on in sixth form outside of that help to do really well academically as well. So
yeah, it's the finding that, again, that magical sense of balance and fun, and balance with the aspirations that I'm sure you will all have at home. I think it's also worth mentioning that alongside the relationships and the small class sizes and that element of bonding and having fun, and the independent, the ability to create bespoke programs, and they have Ryan House, our very own sixth form centre with common rooms, kitchenettes, study areas. That blend is also supported by really serious and funded early help programs. So if students, in terms of their wellbeing, ever do need a bit of help, someone to talk to, there will always be someone there. As Libby said, every sixth form has a tutor and a mentor to guide them through the process. But we also here have things as diverse as mindfulness and yoga and Pilates and body balance sessions. We've got therapy dogs and dog walking groups. We've got mental health first aiders who are there to talk to and guide and mentor. We've got school counsellors, a school nurse, and links to a wide range of practitioners in the local community to make sure that the very best early help can be put in place for anyone who is having a tough time. And I think a lot of that is done within our sense of community as well, with our wellbeing team, our anti-bullying focus groups, ensure along with our head girl team in the sixth form, that this is an atmosphere where girls can be free from judgment, can be themselves, and can feel like the Maynard is a part of their family and the second home, and that sense in our sixth form is really important, because we know happy girls will thrive, and this is a very, very happy school indeed. So we can't wait to see you in here soon. If you have any more questions in the meantime, do feel free to call up and email, and we'll get right back to you, because as the school song goes, another school tradition, there is something about the Maynard, and we hope to see you soon.